Welcome to Art of Living, where we advocate for introspection while helping you break generational habits. So, this is my first book review, and the name of the book is Heart, Breath, and Mind by Leah Lagos. The reason why I chose this book because I'm in this weird sister-wife relationship with ADD and perfectionism. So, to kind of offset that, what I do is I preset my environment, meaning I'm into editing, which in the software I use is Final Cut. And to stop me from overthinking, where I might get up and I'm like, I don't feel like doing it. I don't know what my laptop is. I don't know what project I'm going to be doing next. And all these things that could kind of hamper or get in the way of productivity. What I do is I set up my environment. I'll have my laptop set out the night before. I have the project I'm going to go worked out, preloaded on the laptop. So there's very little thinking I have to do besides just open the laptop and just get to work. But something happens in between me opening the laptop and actually getting to work. And I really think it's seated in my perfectionism and the whole idea of this grand scheme of what if I become a great producer? What type of skills would I need to be able to get this done? I don't have this skill right now. I'm probably not doing this jump cut right. A lot of whole host of things that come into play, and it's basically shuts down my creative juices, in which the manner of now I'm into that primitive brain where adrenaline sits in and anxiety starts to set in, and it's hard to be creative in those type of thought patterns. I listen to and I read a lot of different things that have to do with creating what I call emotional intelligence. So I listened to this podcast called the HRV podcast. And there was a guest on the podcast by the name of Leah Lagos. And she was going into how she helps different athletes, how she helps doctors control their thought process and control that empathetic response, which kind of stops you from getting into the actual controlled emotion patterns that I'm trying to gain. And she went into how she has this 10-week program in which you breathe twice a day for 20 minutes. And that helps control and lower different stress response, which creates a better response time, which creates faster reaction times, which basically overall increases your emotional wellness. So the book, it goes into the technical part of it. So there's a lot of technical jargon that you probably would have to get past, I say, within the first chapter. But after that, she kind of breaks it down in layman terms and gives you the benefits of why this program is beneficial to you and how you can use it and how it can help with your relationship, where you might be in a situation that might frustrate you with your spouse or your partner or your friend, and it helps you to de-escalate faster. And she goes into different studies that she can prove why these things are actually beneficial to you. When you log into her page is what you expect out of a psychiatrist who specializes in health and performance. And on her page, you can check her services from HIV biofeedback to behavior therapy, and even click on links to purchase her book. So I did this book review because I wanted to tell you so far how this book has benefited me and how I've been using the book. So you can actually purchase something, which is an HRV reader, because you'll need that for the first week of the 10 weeks to kind of measure your HRV to see where you're at. But for me, what I use is a wearable called Whoop. And I'll probably do a review on Whoop later on if somebody wants to. If you guys want to see that, or if you want to leave something in the comments that telling me like, hey, I'd want to know more about this Whoop, because it just basically gives you a comprehensive view of your sleep patterns, your health. But I can get more into that later. So I used Whoop as my HRV reader. And I recorded it over the 10 weeks. I recorded it over the first week of performing the program. So where I wanted to use the program was for seeing if it could help me become more emotionally intelligent, which means being able to control my emotions in certain settings and certain type of experiences that I would normally be more stressed out, and my brain would be hijacked by that primal thought instinct of which is flight or flight. So I am actually 4 weeks into the program, and I could say definitely that there has been changes. That definitely has been more of a sense of control, I would say, and less of that stress response. And I've been a little bit more creative, and I've been more calm in situations where I would find myself more stressed out. But I always like to not just say things, I want to have some type of baseline. So what I use is 2 different apps for that. So my first app is Neuronation. So Neuronation is the app that gives you various brain puzzles, tests on a daily basis. You can actually set it for 5 minutes. Their suggestion is 15 minutes, but I think that's a lot for me because I have a lot of different other things going on in my life. So it's hard to dedicate 15 minutes every day. It's easy to dedicate 1 to 5 minutes every day to kind of have these brain tests, and then it gives you a comprehensive view of what you've been doing. I think after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, they give you like a benchmark, or here's your score, and here's how you've been doing, and here's what you are deficient in, and it kind of throws more stuff at you so it adapts to you. So I've been using that as kind of a marker to see where I was at before I read this book and now where I'm at after this book. And I've seen substantial gains in my response time to certain tests that I just didn't hate. I would hate it. I would get frustrated doing that test, and I kind of didn't even want to open the app, to be honest with you. So I'm definitely see a process in that. And another app that I'm using is called iReader. So what this app does, it helps me with actually staying on path with the different lines and sentences within the books. I have problems with my eyes jumping to different parts of the paragraph, and I might read the same paragraph over and over, and it's frustrating. It's always been something for me that I've always made me stay away from reading, where I kind of started figuring out how my brain works. And I'm like, okay, it's just a fact of training my eyes and my mind to stay on path. So this is the same like the Neuronation app, where it gives you tests where there's various words that flash across the screen in different speeds, and you have to guess the last word that flashed across the screen, to different eye tests that you probably would go up against, or that you would see if you were going to take an eye test. And it gives you the same type of baseline, like here's how many words you were reading per minute. And my words have actually doubled since doing this program. So I'm still a month into it, and like I said, I'm still using these markers, and I'm probably going to do another review probably like 2 months into it at the 2 minutes mark and give you guys an update. But as for now, I really feel like this book has impacted me and has helped me control how I feel about controlling my emotions and being more creative. Thank you for tuning into my first book review. I hope this helped you. And like always, if this gives you any type of value or any type of help in your process, just give me a subscribe and a like. This is one of many. Thanks, guys.